In the high-pressure environment of a modern orthodontic clinic, negative feedback often feels like a personal attack. Whether it's a parent frustrated by a scheduling delay or a patient critiquing a minor detail of the practice experience, our natural instinct is almost always defensive. We feel that immediate, visceral urge to justify, to explain, or to push back. But in the world of lean orthodontics, we have to recognize that this reactive state is actually a form of emotional waste. It clouds our professional judgment and, more importantly, it stalls our practice growth. True clinical leadership isn't about maintaining a facade of perfection. It's about having a systemic, repeatable way to handle the human element of friction. To move from a stagnating practice to one that truly thrives on a culture of continuous improvement, we must learn to transform these moments of conflict into opportunities for operational excellence. Before we can address the specifics of any complaint or clinical error, we have to manage our own internal state as leaders. I always advocate for what I call the 4-second rule. It sounds deceptively simple, but its power in a high-volume clinical setting is immense. When you are presented with criticism, especially when you're already 30 minutes behind in the base, you must stop and breathe. Inhale deeply and exhale slowly, being extremely careful to avoid that subconscious sigh that signals annoyance to the patient or your team. This brief pause acts as a vital biological reset. It shifts your brain from the fight or flight reactive mode and moves you back into a reflective, leadership-focused state. In the heat of a busy day, this one single breath provides the mental space you need to think before speaking, ensuring your response is constructive rather than defensive. To truly remove the stress of not knowing what to say for ourselves and our staff, every member of a high-performing team needs a structured protocol. We utilize the latte method, a reliable roadmap for service recovery that ensures absolute consistency across the entire clinic. It starts with the most difficult step: listen. You have to truly pay attention to the background of the concern without preparing a counter-argument in your head while they are still talking. Ask them to tell you more and let them finish. Then, you acknowledge. This isn't about agreeing with every technical detail of their complaint. It's about validating their perspective and showing that their concern is being heard. It is a vital bridge to rebuilding trust that must be crossed before any solution can be offered. Next comes the thank you. In a lean environment, we view feedback as a gift, even if it's wrapped in frustration. It is far better to have a direct complaint you can fix than to have a patient complaining behind your back or on a review site where you have no power to improve the system. Then, we take action. This is where many practices fail because they remain vague. You must solve the issue and, crucially, provide a clear deadline. Promising an answer or a fix by a specific time prevents the administrative bloat of a patient having to follow up with your front desk. Finally, you must explain. You close the loop by describing exactly what you did to resolve the problem and what systems you've put in place to ensure it doesn't happen again. This final step makes the patient feel truly integrated into your practice's success, rather than just a number in the schedule. We have to remember that as orthodontists, we operate in the hospitality and service sector just as much as we do in medicine. A well-handled error can actually result in a more loyal patient than if the error had never occurred in the first place. When a patient sees that you take their concerns seriously and that your team acts with decisive, professional systems, their trust in your clinical management increases exponentially. You are demonstrating that your clinic is a robust, evolving organization that values excellence over ego. By implementing this structured way to handle criticism, you strip away the chaos of emotional reactions and lead your team with a calm, infectious confidence that settles the entire office. By shifting our focus toward error management as a competitive advantage, we ensure that every mistake becomes a valuable lesson rather than a source of burnout. We should stop fearing criticism and start using it as a deliberate stepping stone toward a more efficient, high-performing practice. It is about creating flow where there was once only friction. When the system handles the conflict, the doctor is free to lead, to innovate, and to provide the elite care our patients deserve. This is the hallmark of a mature clinical leader, the ability to remain centered while the practice improves around them. Transforming friction into flow isn't just about service, it is about the long-term scalability of your clinical vision. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you in the next video.